Steelers Nation, welcome back to the channel. It's crunch time, and our team is working tirelessly to get back on track as the playoffs loom just around the corner. We know the Steelers are always striving to improve, to make those adjustments, and to deliver the results this incredible fan base deserves. Today, we've got some big talking points, including a wild suggestion about Aaron Rodgers potentially joining the Steelers and a deep dive into the offensive struggles from last week's game against the Chiefs. Before we get into it, make sure to smash that like button. It's the best way to support the channel and show your love for the black and gold. And hey, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button so you never miss a Steelers update. Let's jump right in. First, let's set the stage. The Steelers are heading into Week 18 on a 3-game losing streak, and while our playoff spot is secure, the stakes couldn't be higher. If we win and secure the number 5 seed, we're headed to Houston to face the Texans in the wild card round. But if the Browns pull off a surprise win over the Ravens, we could be hosting the Chargers right here in Pittsburgh. Either way, Steelers Nation, the pressure is on for Mike Tomlin and the team to deliver a playoff win, the first since 2016. And here's where things get interesting. If the Steelers fall short in the postseason again, could they consider making a blockbuster move to bring in Aaron Rodgers? NBC's Mike Florio seems to think so, and we're breaking it all down. All right, let's talk about this Aaron Rodgers rumor. According to Mike Florio, the Steelers could part ways with both Russell Wilson and Justin Fields, both on expiring contracts, and take a shot at signing Rodgers if he's released by the Jets this offseason. Florio even points to that infamous sideline interaction between Rodgers and Tomlin a few years back, saying the mutual respect between the two could finally lead to Rodgers donning the black and gold. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. Rodgers didn't exactly light it up this year with the Jets, but let's not forget, this is a 4-time NFL MVP we're talking about. If there's any coach who could help him regain his form, it's Tomlin. And in a system with weapons like George Pickens and Najee Harris, Rodgers could be the missing piece to take this offense to the next level. But here's the flip side. Would bringing in Rodgers disrupt the team's long-term plans? After all, we've seen flashes of brilliance from both Wilson and Fields this season. Steelers Nation, what do you think? Would you welcome Rodgers to Pittsburgh, or do you think we should stick with the current roster? Let me know in the comments. Now let's address the elephant in the room, the costly interception against the Chiefs on Christmas Day. Russell Wilson's pick in the second quarter was a major momentum killer, and it sparked a lot of debate about who's really to blame. On the one hand, you've got Wilson throwing into double coverage, a risky decision, no doubt. But then there's George Pickens, who seemed to give up on the route, allowing Chiefs safety Eric Reid to make the play. Head coach Mike Tomlin defended Pickens earlier this week, but offensive coordinator Arthur Smith hinted that the play design or timing might have been the issue. What's clear is that the Steelers' offense needs to play smarter. You can't afford mistakes like that against top-tier defenses, especially in tight playoff games. Smith put it best. It's not about being conservative, it's about playing smart football. And that's exactly what the Steelers need to do this Saturday against the Bengals. Now let's talk about those injuries. Over that stretch, the Steelers were without some critical pieces. Larry Ogunjobi missed all 3 games, George Pickens was sidelined for the Eagles matchup, and Joey Porter Jr. went down during the Ravens game. Add to that, Justin Fields, Dante Jackson, and even Deshaun Elliott himself. This wasn't the team at full strength. Despite all of this, the Steelers didn't make excuses. Head coach Mike Tomlin summed it up perfectly when he said he'd rather have to say, "Whoa," than "sick 'em." It's a testament to the passion and fight this team brings every week. But the reality is, the schedule and injuries took their toll, and now it's about bouncing back. Here's where things get really interesting. Yes, other teams like the Ravens and Chiefs also played 3 games in 10 days, but let's look at the caliber of their opponents. The Ravens faced the Browns, Texans, and Giants, not exactly powerhouses this season. Meanwhile, the Steelers had to battle the Ravens, Eagles, and Chiefs. That's a gauntlet by any standard. Steelers Nation, do you think the NFL set us up for failure here? Was this just bad luck, or do you agree with Elliott that the league owes us a second mini bye week to even things out? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'm dying to hear what you think. Now, all eyes are on Week 18. The Steelers are heading into their final regular season game against a red-hot Bengals team that's won 4 straight. The Bengals are fighting for their playoff lives, which means they'll be bringing everything they've got. But here's the good news. The Steelers are getting healthier at the right time. Joey Porter Jr. is back at practice, and it looks like we'll be close to full strength for this game. This matchup is more than just a regular season finale. It's a statement game. The Steelers need to prove that they're not the team that stumbled over the past 3 weeks. They need to show that, when healthy, they're a force to be reckoned with in the playoffs. All right, Steelers Nation, here's where I need your input. Deshaun Elliott's comments about the NFL's treatment of the Steelers have sparked a lot of debate. Do you agree with him? Should the league have given us a second mini-bye week after that brutal stretch of games? Or do you think this is just part of the grind that every team has to deal with? And let's not forget the playoff implications. Do you believe this team has what it takes to make a deep run, especially now that we're getting healthier? Can the Steelers shake off these losses and regain the momentum that made us 10-3 earlier this season? I want to hear from you, Steelers Nation. Sound off in the comments and let's get the conversation going. So, how did the Steelers get back on track against the Bengals? First, it starts with cleaning up those offensive mistakes. Russell Wilson needs to make better decisions, and the receivers have to run their routes with precision. Second, we need to dominate the line of scrimmage. The Bengals will come out swinging, knowing they need a win to keep their playoff hopes alive. And finally, the defense has to step up. With Joey Porter Jr. back in action, this unit has the potential to shut down Cincinnati's high-powered offense. Steelers Nation, do you think we'll bounce back against the Bengals? Drop your score predictions in the comments. Here's the bottom line. Steelers Nation, the playoffs are almost here, and this team has a golden opportunity to make a statement. Whether it's the idea of Aaron Rodgers joining the team, fixing the offensive struggles, or gearing up for the Bengals, there's so much to talk about. So, what do you think? Should the Steelers pursue Rodgers if the playoff run falls short? Who do you hold accountable for the Chiefs' interception? And most importantly, do you believe this team has what it takes to make a deep playoff run? I want to hear your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to hit that like button if you enjoyed this breakdown. It helps us grow the channel and bring you even more Steelers content. If you're new here, join the family by subscribing and turning on notifications. We've got a lot more to cover as the playoffs unfold, and you won't want to miss it. Until next time, keep waving those terrible towels and stay proud of the black and gold. Here we go, Steelers.